life partner is your body. Once your body stops responding, no one is with you. You and your body stays together from birth till death. What do you do with your body is your responsibility, and that will come back to you. The more you take care of your body, the more your body will take care of you. What you eat, what you do to being fit, how you deal with your stress, how much rest you give it to it, it will decide how your body is going to respond. Remember, your body is the only permanent address where you live. Your body is your asset or your liability, which no one else can share. Your body is your responsibility because your body is your real life partner. Be fit forever. Take care of yourself. Money comes, money goes. Relatives and friends are not permanent. Remember, no one can help your body other than you. What does your body requires? It requires pranayama for lungs, meditation for your mind, yogasana for your body, walking for your heart, good food for intestine, good thoughts and good karma for your soul, and humor for entire life. If you take care of your body will be luminous. You will shine. You will stand out. It is said you learn best when you have humor and fun. It's time for a dash of fun and humor. Wife to husband. Darling, the budget for our gala 12th anniversary, marriage anniversary is 12 million. 12 million! This outlandish, eccentric, bizarre figure. How did you get it? Ruma, my friend, celebrated her first marriage anniversary at a budget of 1 million. Julia, the other day, celebrated her fifth marriage anniversary. Her budget was 5 million. This equation is going to continue year on year. And this is final. Period. No questions. At the dead of night, the husband jumps out of his bed, takes a torch, covers his face with a mask, takes a crowbar and iron rods, and wake his wife. Darling, lock the door fast. I'm going to rob the bank to fund our marriage anniversary. Are you crazy? Don't you know the law of the land? If caught, you would be behind bars for 100 long years. Darling, remember what the astrologer said a few days back? Our marriage is going to last for 100 long years. Now it's time to learn and have some fun too. I would be inviting our MC or the Toastmaster of the day, who is the first pathway distinguished Toastmaster of District 102. Now the Toastmaster of the day is the second time area director of District 51, Division W, Area 5. The Toastmaster of the day is a certified professional coach by profession. The Toastmaster has resolved to complete the fourth path by December 2020. The Toastmaster of the day is from One World Toastmaster Club in Malaysia, District 51. Please join me in welcoming with a round of applause the distinguished Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Alicia. Alicia.
Wow, I'm very impressed. Did you memorize it? No, right? In front of the, but your vision is so good. I need to use my share screen. Okay. Hi, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome to Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, meeting 587. I have four things to talk about. First of all, what is Toastmaster and why do you join Toastmaster? Toastmaster International is a non-profit educational organization, empowers individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. Our founder was Rafsi Smedley. The first official meeting was 22nd October 1924 in Southern Anna, California. Right now, it has been moved, the head office has been moved to Eaglewood, Colorado, USA. In 1970, Toastmaster membership first opened up to female. I remember her name is Helen. The club mission of Toastmasters clubs is to provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communications and leadership skills, resulting in self-confidence and personal growth. This is our club mission. Currently, we have 364,000 members worldwide, over 145 countries, and over 16,200 plus clubs, 16,200 clubs. Now let's talk about the theme. When I was asked to give a theme, first thing in my mind when I saw the picture with the light, I said, yes, the light, the spirit of light. But I have to explain further though. The spirit is in the center of our heart. That is in the deepest part of our heart. What light is? Light is about seeing. Differentiate light and sunlight. This light I'm talking about is light, it's not the sunlight. What light to me is just like when you go into a dark room. When you turn on the light, you see it. When you don't turn on the light, you don't see it. So light is a matter of whether you see it or you don't see it. Now, let's spend a little bit of time talk about our Toastmaster, the Pathway Educational Program. Currently, we have 11 paths You can choose according to whatever your goal is. However, all these paths, it all boils down to 5 competencies. This, first of all, we want to develop the competency in public speaking, which is in level 1, by mastering fundamental. Second, we want to develop the core competency called interpersonal communication, which we learn to analyze our own self, our style. Third is the strategic leadership by increasing knowledge for management by building more skills. Fifth is a confidence, where when you come to the level 5, we have to demonstrate our confidence level. Now, quickly come to our meeting agenda. I know I'm running out of time. Our meeting, the first session is prepare speeches. Only members can do prepared speeches. For the guests, you are allowed to participate in the table topics. In the third session, I will take a leave and have a good time, and I will pass the control to the general evaluator. Now talk about the role players. I'm a Toastmaster of the evening. The Toastmaster, the table topic master is Ashwin. Now I would like to invite a general evaluator to introduce yourself and your team. Over to you, general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Askander Mirza.
Thank you. Yeah, that was so nice of you, and to have introduced me in a beautiful manner. Now I'm a general evaluator, and I'm going to evaluate the entire meeting right from the word go till the end. And believe me, I'll make sure that I'll not spare any one of you who comes to this stage. And definitely I'm going to target all of you, and I'll find out the minutest error or fault or a good thing that you do here on this stage. Now, to assist me in this role, I have enlisted the services of a few meeting assistants. I know what they are going to do, but I want you to hear what they are going to do right directly from the horse's mouth. The first one is a timer. Timer is today is a Toastmaster Vandana. Toastmaster Vandana, can you please explain what are you going to do today?
A very good evening to all Toastmasters and guests who are attending our meeting today. I'll be the timer for today. As a timer, I will make note of all timings of the prepared speakers, evaluators, table topic speakers, and all the role players. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green card, which is the qualifying time, the yellow, which is the target time, and the red, which is the finish time. For prepared speeches, the time will be 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 6, the yellow. At 7, the red card. And I'll continue showing as there's a 30-second grace period. After 7 minutes, the speech will 7 minutes 30 seconds. It will be considered as not qualified. For table topics, the time will be 1 to 2 minutes. A minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes. At 1, it will be green. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card. For speech evaluations, the time is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2, green. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, the yellow card, and at 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card. Thank you, General Evaluator. I request all the speakers and role players to pin me the timer before you start speaking. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, timer Vandana, and there is many a slip between the cup and the lip, and while speaking also we slip a lot of things, and to keep a tab on that and to keep a count of that, we have a role player called R Counter, and today the R Counter is Toastmaster Deepa. Toastmaster Deepa, can you explain us what are you going to do today?
Thank you, General Evaluator DTM Askander Mirza. Toastmasters and guests, I am the R Counter. My role is like to count the number of filler words. Did you just see what happened? I used as, I used the word like, and somehow my speech seemed very distorted. The effectiveness of what I meant to say was completely out of shape. So that is my role today. I will be making note of how many R's, unnecessary repetitive words like so, basically, generally, that you use. I will keep a count of the number of times you use it and your favorite word, and get back with the report towards the end of the meeting when the general evaluator calls me. Over to the
Thank you
general.
so much, Toastmaster. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepa. I think I'll put it in some of the form. The R counter role, I call it as CRPF: crutch words, repeated words, pauses, and fillers. CRPF. So I think it will be easy to remember that way. And we have another man who is with a barometer to check the quality of English that we speak. And the grammarian today is a Toastmaster Joseph. Can you know what are you going to do today?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmasters and honorable guests. I'm a grammarian. Grammar forms the backbone of the language. It is the only great proper usage of grammar. Any great speech can be understood and appreciated. My role is to make note good usage of grammar as well as wrong usage of grammar, and provide feedback at the end of the meeting when I'm called for. The word of the day is luminous. Luminous is an adjective, meaning giving off light. In sentence, you can use, it's a good idea to wear luminous dresses, clothing, or while cycling at night. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you so much. And we have another role player who makes sure that we are not having wax in our ears, and we are listening very carefully to whatever is happening in the meeting. And we call her the listener, the listening master. And this is Toastmaster Deepa again.
I'm once again here to be to tell you that I am the listener as well for this meeting. And what does the listener do? The listener checks how alert you are in the meeting. So it is, all of you know that it is very important to be a good listener in addition to being a good speaker. So this is what we are going to be using and testing. So please keep your ears and minds glued to the meeting and be prepared for the questions I will put forth to all of you to answer. It can be anything that can happen in the meeting. So let's see who answers the most. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepa. And with this, my introductions are over, and I hand over control of the lectern back to the luminous DTM today, the luminous TMOD today, DTM Alicia. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Without further ado and not wasting one single second of the time, we move on to project speeches. Today, we have the first project speaker as Ashwin. She is doing, the path is leadership development. She's doing level 2, project 1, managing time. Her title is Don't Give Up, I Won't. Before that, I would like to invite her evaluator, Milan, distinguished Toastmaster, to read out the objective or the purpose of the speech. Over to you, the evaluator, Milan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Day. The purpose of this project is for the speaker to observe her time management pattern. And the speech objectives are: during the completion of this project, the speaker had spent time evaluating her time management skill. The speaker will deliver a well-organized speech about any topic. The speaker may choose to speak about a time management exercise she completed during this project. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any type the speaker chooses. However, the speech should not be a report of the content of the management time project. Timer, please note the time 5 to 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes. over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Before I invite the speaker, here is a little bit of information of her. She told me that she is a principal, served in education sector for 9 years. Wow. She thinks she is a good listener. We can check out by the end of the meeting. And she believes in keeping herself occupied. And she thinks this is the way to success. Let's welcome the first speaker, Ashwin, by the title, Don't Give Up, I Won't. Don't give up, I won't, Ashwin.
Imagine you take the same route every day from your work when you're driving back home. And you pass by a shop which displays the most beautiful attire in their display. And every day you get to see this over and over again. And one fine day you fall in love with this attire. It fascinates you so much that you want to own that. What next? Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today, I'll be taking you all through my journey. Yes. Now that display which I saw was a white shawl from Kashmir. A Kashmiri shawl which was beautifully woven with the blue threads and looked amazing. And at that point of time, in the year 2007, I used to come back from my work. Basically, I was not working at that time. I used to finish my college and then I used to go for a tuition and then I used to take my route back home. The shawl was so beautiful and I decided to own that. So I own that. First, I need to check out what does it cost, right? I went to the shop and I asked the shopkeeper, can you please tell me how much does this shawl cost? Okay, the one which is displayed outside. So the gentleman, he just took the shawl in and he showed me the piece and he told me that it would cost 1,800. I said, are you sure? No discounts? He said, no, madam, no discounts. All right. I said, I will come next week. But like you, I had no single pie in my pocket. I just walked in only to check if that cost was okay for me. Now, when I came out of the shop, I realized that cost was really expensive. But nevertheless, I definitely wanted to buy that shawl. So after a few days, I just wanted to check if the shawl still remains there. Although every day when I walk by, I used to check whether it is there. It's there. So when I saw one day the shop was overcrowded, I thought, okay, if this is how the people would go and buy things, I might miss on this shawl. I again went to the shop and I asked this gentleman again, sir, are you sure this here? He said, I cannot guarantee you. See, the people might take it. And there is a sale going on. So why are you waiting? Why don't you pick it up? But he doesn't know I don't have a penny to buy that. Okay, then I said, will you have enough stock? If this gets sold, do you think you'll be able to get me another one within no time? In few days? He said, of course, yes. The stock would be on. So even if it gets sold, I'm sure, we will get another piece of that kind. So I was very happy and I was relaxed that, even with the sale and people going and purchasing all of these, the piece would still remain. So one fine day, I collected all my petty cash, the tuition fees that I used to collect and everything that I did. That was the day I had that money with me, that 1,800, which was so precious. I walked into the store so proudly and I said, sir, I'm buying that today. He said, finally, you are buying that. I said, yes. So when I took that shawl in my hand, I was a happy, proud owner of that shawl. I felt so good. I felt so happy. The one thing that made me so happy was I consistently wanted that. I never lost hope with the prize or with the stock that was there. I only had one thing in my mind, that I need that, and that is it. I was so happy. I can feel that even now. I was so happy. So when I take a trip down the memory lane, my education was also not that easy. It was definitely not that easy. For some reasons, I had to stop my education. And then I used to get nightmares that I have stopped studying. Next, what? I started going to work because I'm not the kind of person who would sit at home. I started going to nursery schools and one of the educational institute where I was paid very little. But then every time when someone asked me, oh, what's your qualification? I unwillingly used to tell them about my qualification. And I used to feel so ashamed that I've stopped my education. But then I didn't want it to stop at that. I came home and I told my dad, you see, whatever has happened has happened. I just want you to help me out in joining the university. So please help me out in that. He said, okay, I would only help you just to get your admission. But after that, it's you and your studies. Yes, he did that. But after that, what happened was magical. I was all by myself, used to go to college in the afternoon and in the evening. I used to go for home tuitions. With that money, I used to pay my college fee, 3 years of graduation. And again, I didn't let it go. I didn't say it's fine, it's okay. So what? No, I always wanted to get that graduation. I wanted to have that degree with me. Now today, when I'm there in the year 2020, I realize I only saw the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much more. I thought I was out of the woods, but I realized I'm still in the wood. It's my purpose of life. In the year 2020, with all the odds around, when I think back, it is these experiences that gives me the courage and tells me, don't give up. Don't give up because you have never given up. Don't give up. And I won't give up. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, General Evaluator. I'm sorry, over to you, Dear Modi.
Thank you. Wow, what a touching story. Yes, we don't give up. Never give up. Let's move on to the second speaker, Santos. He is doing the path effective coaching, level 3, understanding sense of humor, title, Keep Dreaming. His evaluator is none other than myself, distinguished Toastmaster Alicia. Let me read the purpose statement. The purpose of this project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. Before I invite him, I have something to read out also. Santos, he is dual member from Annual Toastmasters Club and Airoli Toastmasters Club. I hope I pronounced the club name correctly. If it's not, pardon me. He is a division level contestant. Wow, for humorous speech contest. Ooh, I can't wait. Let's welcome our second speaker, Santos, with the title Keep Dreaming. Keep dreaming. Santos, over to you.
There is only one difference between the great Indian scientist APJ Abdul Kalam and me. Kalam had dreams. Even I have dreams, but only dreams. Toastmaster of the day and fellow members. The first time I woke up on this planet, I had my first sleep instead of first cry. With deep sorrow, my father said, "Rest in peace." The doctor corrected, "He's sleeping in peace." Being an Orthodox family, my parents believed in waking up early in the morning and following some spiritual rituals. Whereas I was like a narcotic plant in a forest full of sandalwood trees. Every morning, my mother had one big job: to wake me up. She tried switching off the fan. I slept in that warmth. Music. I enjoyed to those lullabies. She even tried pouring some water at me. I got a dream that I'm enjoying in Niagara Falls. She probably failed more than Thomas Alva Edison attempting. My teacher said, "Santosh, you have 100% attendance for sleeping in the classroom." But college days were competitive. While all my friends gave out performance in academics, I started to give peak performance on bed. I'm speaking about my sleep. I came to final year of engineering and I had one dream job: to become a software tester. No, a mattress tester. I could imagine myself sleeping on hundreds of mattresses every day and dreaming on them. Unfortunately, I could not attend that interview as I overslept that morning. I finally managed to get into an IT firm, thinking that I can sleep more without taking any project work. But HR was very strict and allocated me to a project, that too in the morning shift. 3 years of sleeping at work, and obviously, I was not promoted. My father started lamenting that my bad sleeping habits are impacting my career as they affect my focus, logical thinking, and memory. He's right. I often tend to forget things and repeat them. Wishing to grow in my career, I went to someone, a doctor, who looked as beautiful as a cheer girl in IPL. She told me, try something called as 6-9-6 technique. 6 seconds, inhale. 9 seconds, hold. 6 seconds, release. I learned the technique, but I started to sleep even more as I started to get the doctor in my dreams. Dear friends, we spend 40% of our life sleeping. But do you know why? Many miracles in this world happened when people were either sleeping or dreaming. And we all sleep to live and dream to sleep. So I want to tell you all that let's keep sleeping and let's keep dreaming. Thank you so much, and over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. I admire you. If I can speak so well like you, I will be a lot more younger. I'm not young enough. Let's Move on to the third, but not least, the last speaker, who is Saurabh. I hope I pronounce it correctly. His path is presentation mastery. He is doing level 2, project 2, effective body language. His title is social animals. Wow. Let's invite his evaluator, who is an evaluator? Sorry, I didn't write down the evaluator. Sorry, who is the evaluator?
Joseph.
Joseph. Okay. Joseph. Over to you. I didn't write down. I missed at one point.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. The purpose of this project is for the member to deliver a speech with unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how he uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. The time of his speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, please note the time, 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Audience, please bear with me. I have a little bit to read about the introduction of Saurabh.
Saurabh, you're doing well.
He had 2 decades of leadership experience, wow, as well as having great 500 companies like Target and Hewlett Packard. He was the former director of analytics with JC Penney and Target. Currently, he is the founder and director of the EduTech Staff Practice. In terms of Toastmasters, he is the VP Education with the Gabby's Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Saurabh. Your title is Social Animals. Social Animals, Saurabh.
Thank you so much, Timod. So I'll start with a question. Timod, Toastmaster Alicia, are you a social animal? Okay, you can answer me at the end of my speech. So before I start my speech, here's an admission. I wanted to speak about something else. I had a different speech in mind. And then suddenly I saw this agenda which said that Toastmaster Joseph is my evaluator. And he heard this speech before. And I did not want to take away the chance of presenting the same speech with body language so that he would be in a better position to understand that whether I'm doing justice to it. So how many of you here are on Facebook? Stupid question, all of you. So all of you, congratulations, are a part of the $3.5 billion people across the globe, which is 45% of the global population, who are on social media, including myself. I'm not taking a modal high ground here. Now, if you observe closely the behavior, the social media behavior of this 3.5 billion people, you would notice that they can be bucketed into 3 segments. This is not a statistical analysis. This is purely based on observation. And I'm also not saying that there are not any people, not any social media users who are not a part of these 3 segments, or there is someone who is not fitting into all the 3 segments. So we are not going into all those nitty-gritties. But loosely, there are 3 segments. So the first segment that I found are the flaunters. The flaunters are happy. They are born happy. They live happily. They have a happy life. They have the best of everything, the best job, the best house, the best car, the best spouse, the best children. They go to the best malls to shop. They buy the best of the dresses, and they come back and they spread the happiness all over the world. They go and tell everyone on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, my life is happening. These are the people who would go to an airport and not board a flight till the time they have put the message on Facebook, off to San Francisco, particularly if it's an international airport. See, it's okay if you miss a flight, but it's absolutely not okay not get to going to San Francisco. San Francisco! You have to tell the world. Once they reach San Francisco, after that, they have to share every happy meals, happy hours, happy moments, everything. And they keep on spreading this happiness. And not only that, they would actually follow up. They would send a message on WhatsApp or on Messenger and say, hey, did you see my pic from the Columbus Avenue? Or you did not like my pic from the Halloween party. So when you look at these people, you are left wondering, how can God be so lopsided in giving all the happiness to only a few set of people? Truth be damned, but that's what it seems from the Facebook profiles. The next segment are the Avengers. The Avengers are angry. They are always angry. They are angry with themselves. They're angry with their families. They're angry with the world. They're angry with the government. They're angry with God. They're angry with the society. The Avengers are the ones who indulge in those political debates. And they are the true all-rounders. From Biden to Kangana, from COVID to demonetization, they have an opinion about everything. It is fun to watch two Avengers fighting tooth and nail on something on Facebook about which they have nothing to do. It could be about Kamala Harris becoming the vice president, whether it's good for us or not as Indians. Or it could be about whether we should buy a land in moon. The Avengers are also dedicated moral police. And they hate the flaunters. So if a flaunter manages to sneak into LinkedIn and put a baby shower pic, the Avenger would stand guard there and say, this is not Facebook. After the Avengers and the flaunters, the third segment are the lurkers. And before I talk about them, let me give you one secret. These people are the reason Facebook introduced the locked profile feature. From dusk to dawn. Yes, dusk to dawn. Because that's the time they operate. They would be lurking, profile after profile, profile after profile. Wives, friends, ex's friends, ex's friend's friend, colleagues, colleagues' friends, colleagues' wives, colleagues' girlfriends. But these are more of the miserable lurkers. There are more decent lurkers. These are the people who would go around and like every post of the flaunter and give angry reaction, tuck, 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 on every post of the Avenger. Now, there are some other lurkers as well, the more enterprising ones. These are the people because of whom you receive those messages. Send this message to 80 people in the next 80 minutes and you will get 80,000 rupees in your bank account. They know, we know, that even if you send those messages to 80,000 people, rupees, but still they do that. Why? Logic. The question though here is not which segment are you in. The question is also not that whether you should be in one of these segments. The question is, should we start being a social animal in the first place? Or should we be social? Should we not try to develop social connections rather than burning social bridges? We know Twitter is a bigger addiction than smoking and drinking. We know Twitter has caused relationship issues, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, yet we decide to check our Facebook status while on a dinner date. Forget about dinner date. I have seen people checking their Facebook status while getting a haircut. And not only the person getting a haircut, the person giving a haircut also does a Facebook check when giving the haircut. I mean, at least care about your hair, man. You can't go bald because you want to let other people know that you're getting a haircut. So with that, I would be wrapping up this speech with a thought for all of us. Should we be social animals or social beings? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the three wonderful speakers. Give them a big round of applause. Now we are waiting for the very exciting moment. The next session is a table topic. Anyone can participate. Do we have a guest today? If you are a guest, take the advantage. Now, before I introduce the table topic master, I have a different set of introduction, although it is the same person. See, people, especially female, have many aspects of it. Our table topic master is none other than Ashwin. She was born, brought up in a small town called Kerala. Currently, she is working in HSBC Bank in analytical domain. She is currently serving as a treasurer of the club. She joined Speech Leavers Toastmasters Club in 2018 but had to stop off after 7 months because her office got shifted to a different place of the city. Poor you. Then she said, I wanted to thank the pandemic. I don't know if I should read that. Thank the pandemic sounds, but she has a reason. She said, when the meeting went completely online, she joined Toastmaster back in May. Yeah, let's welcome our gorgeous Toastmaster table topic master, Ashwin. Over to you, Ashwin.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Surprise, it's not a she, it's a he.
Not a surprise. My goodness. Okay, that's a good joke. That's a good joke.
Thank you, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So table topics, if we talk about the table topics, it's kind of a very interesting and the most exciting part of this Toastmasters meeting. So table topics is specifically designed to develop 4 essential communication skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and speaking. So it's more of an impromptu speaking. For the benefit of the guests, the Toastmasters, the table topics are of the duration of 1 to 2 minutes. So basically, I'll provide a topic and the speaker has to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. There's a buffer period of 30 seconds within which the speaker has to conclude after the 2 minutes. So let's start with our topics. First, what I'll do is first I'll display the topic and then I'll select a person. So let me display the first topic. Each morning, we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. Each morning, we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. Guest Netra, are you ready?
Okay, that comes as a surprise. All right, do I get time?
You can have a few seconds to like collect your thoughts and then can start.
So yes, every day is the day you need to live for. And I've learned it very recently in my life. I was the one who would always worry about my future, what would happen next. I was always worried whether things would go right or they would not, whether it was the right thing to do or not. But I just learned this new term called Carpe Diem. That means live for today, do not worry for tomorrow. So I have been following it for a while and it has changed my life. Now I believe in doing what makes me happy. You want to do something, you just go ahead. Don't worry about the world. Thank you. I'm not getting to any thoughts right now. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Hidra. A big round of applause. Okay. let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is okay. It's a candle. Okay, I think it's not visible. So let me just share it. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. Toastmaster Deepa.
Thank you, Table Topics Master Ashwin. I couldn't agree more. What does a candle lose by lighting another candle? It's literal and it's metaphorically also true. And the biggest meaning that I derive from the statement is that what you learn, you need to spread, especially if it's something that's very useful. I've known that if you look back at history, there are some pieces of knowledge that people have preserved for themselves. They have not shared. And over time, it's just lost. For example, look at our Indian civilization itself. They say that we Indians knew a lot of things when it came to astronomy. We knew the value of pi before anything else. We knew the existence of planets and the stars beyond our system. And yet, only few people carried this knowledge. It wasn't taught to plenty of others. Had it been taught thousands of years ago, just imagine the width and the breadth and the vast knowledge that we would have possessed. So I would definitely attribute the light that is transmitted from one candle to the other as knowledge, and knowledge needs to be spread. And when it spreads, it brightens up the world. It shines, and its luminous nature just brings out the best in the world. Over to the Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. A big round of applause, please. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is, if all you can do is crawl, start crawling. If all you can do is crawl, start crawling. Toastmaster or guest Nancy.
Nancy has left the meeting. She had some.
Okay, Nancy's
I'm sorry.
left the meeting. Okay, sure, no problem. Then Toastmaster Sushma. Are you ready? Sushma, you are on mute.
Yeah. Yes. Can you please
Okay.
repeat the? Can you please repeat it once more, because I got the connectivity. Lost the connectivity.
Okay, sure. So if all you can do is crawl, start crawling.
No, I'm not. Can I choose another topic?
Sure. Okay. Let me choose another one. Only in the darkness can we see the stars. Only in the darkness can we see the stars.
Okay. Only in the darkness can see the stars.
Over to you.
Okay. Stars always, or like stars generally means like people, those who have achieved, we generally say that is a star or she is a star, means people, those who have made some kind of a remark or achieved something, then we say stars. And like the stars means like they're very sparkling and gives some glow. So means there is a lot of meaning to that stars mean. So stars in the darkness means So those who can come out from the darkness and overcome the obstacles and move forward and achieve something. So that is the meaning for stars in the darkness. Yes, more than that, I'm not able to say.
Thank you, Sushma. Thanks a lot for the attempt. Thank you. A big round of applause, please, for Sushma. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Just pray it's not a train. Let me put it on the chat.
Can I volunteer?
Who's this?
Alicia.
Alicia. Hey, Alicia. Yeah, sure.
I'm very embarrassed.
No
I need to
problem.
get
Please.
over it. What? There's
Please go
always
ahead.
a light at the end of the tunnel. Just pray it's not a train. It's not a train. Oh. Just pray. There's always a light at the end of a tunnel. And pray, just pray it's not a train. We all know that what is a light we are looking for at the end of a tunnel. It's a sunlight. It's a light that brings us to a bright future, into a bright world. But if it is a train, it will just shoom, just pass by and quickly. That is fake. That is not the real light. Well, why do we need to look through the light at the end of the tunnel? This is to describe life. We are just in a roller coaster. If there's time, we are in the darkness. We are in the pit. This one is created for people to give hope, to bright us up, to govern us. A light like a lighthouse. Why do we need to have a lighthouse? The light would govern us, govern our direction. And we will see that we know that, okay, that is the direction that I'm going. Light is not only will bright us up, it also lead us. We need the kind of light, we need the kind of motivation, we need the kind of governing. Otherwise, in the darkness, it's really, really not easy. I don't think anyone can be just in the darkness without seeing a light, seeing the hope. The light is a hope. It's a hope that we all look for. That is why, like the first speech, never give up. There is a way that we never give up. But I think if you're not patient enough, you will see some fake light, fake hope. That's how you allow into some trick, some fast success road. Never believe in that. Just hold onto it. Don't take any quick result as a hope. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster. Alicia, please give a big round of applause. Let's move on to the next topic. The next topic is there are two ways of spreading light, to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. I'm putting it on chat. There are two ways of spreading light, to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. Toastmaster Saurav?
Yes, please. Can I take this?
Over to you. It's on the chat. There are two ways of spreading light, to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it.
Sure, thank you. I would say that we really don't need to make a choice. We can be both the candle and the mirror that reflects the light. I have seen examples. And the best example is someone very close to me, my wife. She is an animal lover and she takes care of animals, particularly stray dogs. And in doing so, she has depleted her health. She spends almost 6 to 8 hours a day preparing food for the dogs, going out and feeding the dogs. So she is being a candle. She is burning herself while she's spreading love. Feeding one dog will not make a difference to the whole world, but will make a world of difference to that dog. She believes in that. While she's doing that, she also gets abused, scandalized. She has been beaten up. Fake police complaints have been filed, and she has gone through all of that. But she has refused to let the candle go off. Instead, what we are seeing now is a positive change around in our neighborhood. There are more people coming out. There are more people coming and standing with her. Today, when she faces a problem, there are people who are standing with her and telling her, "You go for it, ma'am. We will be doing it." Her health was so much deteriorated that she got admitted to hospital very recently for almost 2 weeks. And during that time, not one single dog went hungry, even during this lockdown when all restaurants are closed. Nothing is available. There are people who actually came forward and stood by them, by these voiceless creatures, and ensured that no dog goes to sleep hungry. It is important for us humans to understand that all lives matter. That's one big lesson that COVID has taught us. We better not forget. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurav. A big round of applause, please. Okay, so let's take one last table topic. In the midst of darkness, light persists. In the midst of darkness, light persists. Toastmaster Vandana.
I think I'll time myself. Can you repeat that one more time because I was paying attention to it?
In the midst of darkness, light persists. It's there in the chat.
I just remove my background.
Okay. Should I repeat once more?
Yeah, just one second.
In the midst of darkness, light persists. Toastmaster Vandana.
The cases are increasing. Now, Bangalore, there are 3 cases. Oh God. I went to a meeting to the IT company where the first case was found. Yeah, but now you've stopped going for Toastmasters meetings, right? Yeah, but I traced back. And that day when I had attended the meeting at the IT company, where we had a LinkedIn meeting where we had our club and 2 other clubs, that person had come to that office. You know what? If you fall sick or if Amu falls sick, I'm not going to let you guys suffer here. Let's all go to Kerala. I said, but you just joined a new job. This is me talking to my husband. Yes, but if you fall sick, it's better that you're with your parents. I'll drop you and I'll come back the next day. My husband dropped me and my daughter all the way to Kerala from Bangalore, 10 hours. We safely reached. Thankfully, I had my mother with me also while we were traveling. The next day, he got up and drove back all the way to Bangalore. 4 months we were apart, in lockdown, not knowing what would happen. And then he took the decision to resign. He came back. He was in quarantine for 3 weeks. And then we met after almost 4 months, 4.5 months, including the quarantine. And that was the positive time, the moment that I look forward to. My daughter could see her father. And then what happened? I got a job in lockdown. just by attending webinars. And they saw that I had good communication skills thanks to Toastmasters. And I networked on LinkedIn. Finally, after one round of design test, 3 rounds of interviews, I became a UX designer, a creative role that I always wanted. So there's always things that can happen in spite of everything being all doom and dark around. Over to you, table topic.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vandana. And a big round of applause for all the participants who have participated. I really
Excuse me, can you hear me? Is Aswin freeze or what? Is it me or Aswin?
No,
Looks
I
like
think we lost
Ashwin's
Ashwin.
gotten frozen.
Yeah, okay. Now I will take back the control. Good job for a big round of applause for the table topic session. Very well done. We enjoy it. Before I hand the stage over to the general evaluator, I should introduce him because at the first session, I saw the time was not enough, so I skipped that. Now, I would like to make it up. Our general evaluator is distinguished Toastmaster Iskander Mirza, right? He is an engineer by academy, businessman by profession, Toastmaster since 13 years ago. He is a distinguished Toastmaster. When he was an area director, he had achieved president in distinguished area, Bravo. He performed all roles as a club officer. Wow. He brought many clubs out of red, sponsored and mentored many clubs, loved reading, writing, and music. Let's welcome our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Iskander Mirza. Over to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Alicia, for that wonderful introduction. You made my day today. And let's get down to the general evaluation. The meeting was started bang on 5 p.m. by the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Sushma. I should congratulate you for your sense of timing and the perfect timing at which the meeting was started, because most of the clubs we see meeting gets delayed by 5-10 minutes, even half an hour. So you started by telling that I am Sergeant at Arms. I was just thinking why you have to tell that you are Sergeant at Arms. Then I realized this, since you are the first person on the stage, it's better to introduce yourself because nobody has introduced you. And then you went on to tell us the mission of the Toastmasters and explained the 3 golden rules. And you also introduced in a very beautiful manner, in a befitting manner, the presiding officer of the day. You have done a fantastic job. The only suggestion I have for you is when you begin the meeting, because you are the first person on the stage, I think you should bring in a lot of energy. The energy was missing. I would say that please welcome to the meeting number 587 of Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. I mean, that energy was missing. I think next time definitely you will bring in a lot of energy in your role. That apart, you done a fantastic job. I want to hear a round of applause for the Sergeant at Arms, please. And then it was succeeded by the presiding officer, DTM Milind, and DTM Milind formally opened the meeting. I mean, this is one thing in most of the clubs I have seen, that people forget that the presiding officer forgets to formally open the meeting. He formally opened the meeting with a gavel, and then he spoke about a life partner, that your body is your life partner, and a lot of things, you know, how important is exercise, how important is meditation, and a lot of inputs we got from him today. And then he went on to tell us a joke about a husband and wife and $12 million and all those things. That was really very funny, very well done. And the only suggestion I have for you is instead of telling a joke, you would have diverged on the theme of the day, the spirit of light. Because on the theme of the day, I think only 3 people have the privilege to speak on the theme of the day. It is the Sergeant at Arms and the Toastmaster of the day and the Presiding Officer. I cannot, General Evaluator cannot speak about the theme of the day, not even the Table Topics Master. So it would have been better, DTM Milind, if you had put some light on the theme of the day. Anyway, you had done your job in a very perfect manner. So I just want to hear a round of applause to the Presiding Officer, DTM Milind, please. I'll come to the Toastmaster of the day and the Table Topics Master later on. Before that, we had 3 speeches. So let us hear the evaluation of those speeches. The first speech was delivered by Toastmaster Ashwini and evaluated by DTM Milind. DTM Milind, can I have the evaluation, please?
Yeah, can you hear me? See me?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. What is the purpose of my life? Don't give up. My target speaker, Toastmaster Ashwini, you spoke your heart and it touched my heart, mind and soul. A couple of things you did differently. Number one, you did not speak on your project on the time management because you had that discretion that you had the right to choose something else and you used that discretion with aplomb. And initially too, when you started your introduction, you straight away jumped into your story, your personal story, and your feeling about that beautiful Kashmiri shawl, which you were not able to get initially, and your struggle to achieve it. Then your low in the life when you had to stop your education, and how you overcome that, or with personal coaching and with your money you managed to get your education done, college education, and thereafter you got a job. So entire person, these 2 events which you shared, which showed clearly what was your title of the speech, Don't Give Up. You demonstrated with your own personal story. Now, areas where you can improve on. Of course, you had a conclusion which talked about there is something much more to be done, that this is just an iceberg. Somehow, I felt your conclusion was not very clear to me. Maybe I was not able to hear you correctly. After these 2 achievements, you seem to have something more with you, which maybe you could have spent time in explaining. And after all, what you were trying to do was, you were asking for the call for action. So maybe you could have had a question to them on that matter. So, okay, I achieved this. I have a long way to go and I'm going to achieve it. What are you planning? And you may have given a tips or conclude some points to that. Otherwise, it was excellent. I like the way you were standing. Your full, it was there. You were even, the camera view was perfect. So your preparation seems to be slightly less because you were stuttering at times. Maybe our counter will point out to those areas. Otherwise, keeping in this mind a bit of preparation and the conclusion and the transition, the segue which was required, could you consider those? With that, you could have come up with a better speech and you could have given a much more better. I look forward to you, to your next speech. Over to General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Evaluator DTM Milind, and I concur with you on all the points that you have said. And to add a few more points, since the objective was time management, it would have been better for you to deliver a speech on time management itself instead of some of your desires that you fulfilled. And secondly, while you're standing, most of the time you are using hand gestures. Hand gestures are fine, but you are folding hands like this. And this gives an impression to the audience that you are nervous. Never fold your hands like this while delivering a speech. That apart, you are doing a fantastic job. And I just want to hear a round of applause to the speaker as well as the evaluator, please. And the second speech humor. I think it was delivered by Toastmaster Santosh and evaluated by DTM Alicia. Can I have the evaluation, please?
Can I invite Santos to turn on your video so that I know I'm speaking to you? Santos, are you here? Santos, are you here?
You can go to gallery view.
Yeah, I'm in gallery view. He doesn't turn on the video. I'm not sure if he's here to listen to the evaluation.
Oh, looks like he's not there. So I'll just pass the video recording to him. How about that?
Okay, okay. Santos, you are a great speaker, I would say. Overall, I really enjoyed your speech. This speech objective is to develop a collection of humorous anecdotes, and some more need to be personal. I think you have met the objective. You have a series of 9, I counted about 9 anecdotes. That was amazing. And all your anecdotes were personal. Kudos to that. I like your vocal variety, and I like the fact that you were dramatic. Even though your look is like for this speech, I enjoy that. The area for improvement is, I noticed that your eye contact is always down, not looking at the camera. And your facial expression here is a little dark. I couldn't really look and see your facial expression, although you're quite close, but still quite dark. If you can improve that lighting, that will be a lot better. You ended up by saying, let's keep sleeping and keep dreaming. Yes, that is a very good slogan and motivation. Nonetheless, if you can make it a message, a meaningful message that will really make your speech wonderful, end up with distinctions. Your message should tell the audience, why do we need to keep sleeping and keep dreaming? What is the purpose? What is the benefit you get? If, let's say, for example, you said, by keep sleeping and keep dreaming, that is why I keep my look so young, or whatever. I keep myself so happy because I love to speak. Something that you need a good reason for the audience to take home, to believe in you, to be motivated, to say, yes, I'm going to do that, right? Nonetheless, I strongly believe that you are an excellent, humorous contestant or speaker. I look forward to your next contest. I hope I can attend that. I really would like to enjoy that. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. I concur with you, Evaluator, on all the points that you have told. And to add a few more points from my side, I think most of the jokes were about only one topic. It was self-deprecating and his habit of sleeping. And as per the objectives of the project, and even otherwise generally, if he had brought in some variety by including some other unconnected jokes, because over time it became monotonous and the humor was lost in the process. So some variety was required to be brought in by the speaker. Otherwise, he has done a fantastic job. He has met the objectives of this speech, and I would like to hear a round of applause to the speaker as well as the evaluator. And the third speech was delivered by Toastmaster Saurav and evaluated by Toastmaster Joseph. Toastmaster Joseph, can I have the evaluation, please?
Thank you, the General Evaluator. Once again, good evening to all the Toastmasters and fellow Toastmasters. The speaker has started his speech with the question, are you a social animal, to the TMOD? I didn't wait for the answer and he continued. The speaker actually is giving the same speech the second time. He excelled in communicating what he has analyzed and the people use the Facebook for expressing their feelings in different directions. For that, he has divided those people into 3 categories, and he explained how each one is giving them a very provoking feelings that on the Facebook, which you are not acceptable for that. In the same manner, the second and third speeches are also, it goes in the same provoking way. That means there is no appreciation either in their own work or in others' work, so to say. So you have excelled on this one. It has really, you have analyzed very well. You have christened them as a social animal. That is very good also. You also have a statistics of the people who really speak on these 3 categories, and how they stick to their Instagrams or Facebook and their follow-ups are all very good. You are giving this speech standing with the body language and gestures very well managed. You have, but what there is at one level, I would say that your intentional and unintentional pathway learning, the practice, and use non-verbal communication while delivering the speech, which is, I find it missing. You should also have some praises to those people who are using the Facebook for particular purposes, or either praises or some information or something like that. There were no such messages for those who are really giving a good suggestions or messages in the Facebook, which you have forgotten to add. I would suggest that it would have been really worthwhile to add those people also, because you are always on doing it on one side of the subject, which is communicating, and how the bad reputation have been given to them. So, however, you have really done very well, and you can improve on the suggestions which I have made. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, Evaluator. I concur with you on all the points that you have told, and I have a few more points to add to the speaker. You have done a fantastic job, and what I appreciate about speech is your flow of ideas and the speed at which you speak. That was fantastic, and you have brought in a topic that I have a few suggestions apart from what your evaluator has told you. First of all, since you are standing, most of the time, I think you are standing at one place only with a few hand gestures and a few movements here and there, but you should have utilized the place completely, because your speech was more about body language than voice modulation. I think your voice modulation was better than your body language, but somehow your body, I think you had to practice your body language more to meet the objectives of the speech. And you told people how they act in the airport, they're not bothered about the boarding the flight, they are more bothered about taking a selfie and posting it on the Facebook. So you should have demonstrated someone taking a selfie on the Facebook and posting it. Okay, and that would have gone well with your speech. So one selfie, it was not a big deal. You should have taken one selfie, and demonstrated how people act at the airport. So that would have been good. And some more body language gestures, like facial expressions. I think the facial expressions were almost constant throughout the speech, and you should have used facial expressions to express the emotions and the boredom that those people are giving us. With that, you have done a fantastic job. You have met all the objectives. I mean, I have no problem with your the objectives. But only thing is, whatever suggestions I am giving you is only for your future speeches. With that, I just want to hear a round of applause to the speaker as well as the evaluator. Can I? And coming to the general evaluation of the meeting, I think the first one on my mind is the Toastmaster of the day, all the way from Malaysia, DTM Malaysia. DTM Malaysia, first of all, you started your meeting by greeting the audience and welcoming them. And then you explained what is Toastmasters International. You explained, you told us about told us about the first meeting was held 22nd October 1924, everything on a PTT. You know, that's something we, all of us as Toastmasters of the day, normally and routinely do. But that we saw today was you presented all those things in a PTT form, and that was really very well done. And also you explained the number of clubs in the world, the number of Toastmasters in the world. I think also 365,000, and we are present in 145 countries of the world. Everything that was required to be done by a Toastmaster of the day, you have done it. You have done it in a fantastic manner. You also explained us the 3 sessions of the Toastmaster meeting: the prepared speech, the table topics, and the general evaluation. Then you also introduced all the speakers in a befitting manner, and also the general evaluator and the Toastmaster of the day. Only thing is, while introducing the table topics master, I think there was some confusion in the gender of the laugh if she watches this. Finally, there is someone to make my husband a female. Okay, otherwise it was very well done and fantastic. And there is nothing, you know, I don't have any suggestion. Only thing is, I think maybe some problem about some difference about the accent and all those things. You know, the energy level, it seemed to be a little less. Only thing is, if you put a bit of energy in whatever do, I think whatever you have done is fantastic. It will become fantabulous after that. And I just want to hear what a round of applause for the Toastmaster of the day, please. Can I? Then coming to the table topics master, is he? I think Elijah is hearing. He, Ashwin, Toastmaster Ashwin, he started very well by explaining us the timing criteria, but he gave around 8 topics to different people. Some of them were able to speak on the topics. Some of them, I think they had some problem. I think they could not even speak for 1 minute. And most of the topics, I think almost all the topics were on the theme of the day, that is the spirit of light. And most of the people address the topics in a very good way. And you came up with very good topics, and to make sure that people don't miss or maybe to overcome the pronunciation problems, you also shared it in chat. That was very well done. Most of the people addressed the topic in a very, very good manner. Now I have a few suggestions for you. Number one is, you explained the time, but it was better if you had clearly explained in a little more detail as to why table topics, how they are going to help us in our life and also in our Toastmaster journey, number one. Number two, actually, it is advisable that you design 50% of your topics on the theme of the day and 50% otherwise on general topics, because that is to break the monotony. Because if you have all your topics on the same theme of the day, it becomes monotonous, it becomes boring, it becomes repetitive. So next time, if you take up this role, see that half the topics you give on the theme of the day and the other 50%, let it be general. Now with that, let us take the report of the meeting leaders. The first is Timer Vandana. Timer Vandana, can I have your report, please?
Yes, I'd like to share my screen. It's good news. All of you have been well within time, and we can see that we kept a sergeant at 0.5 minutes, and she had more time. Millen took 7.22 minutes for his presiding officer role as well as the joke master role. So together he is well within time because after he said the joke, he also introduced the TMOD. Alicia, our TMOD, took 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Timer and the our counter, grammarian and listener were all within 1 minute 30 seconds for the introduction of their rules. Millen also and Alicia and Joseph, all the three evaluators were within 1 minute for introducing the project objectives. Ashwini, the first speaker, took 7 minutes 44 seconds. Our third speaker, Saurav, took 7 minutes 18 seconds. Am I clear? Because my internet is showing as unstable. I'll continue. All the table topic speakers have qualified. Netra took 1 minute. Deepa took 1.31 minutes. Sushma took 1.05 minutes. Alicia took 2.15 minutes. Saurabh took 2.13 minutes. Vandana, that's myself, I took 2.1 minutes. And the evaluators with their speech evaluations, Milind took 3.05 minutes. Alicia 3.13 minutes, and Joseph took 3.2 minutes. That's my report. And over to you, General Evaluator. I'm happy to see everyone.
Oh, everyone is qualified.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Everyone is qualified?
Yes, everyone is qualified.
Thank you so much. And I request all of you to please vote for the best speaker, the best table topic speaker, and the best evaluator, and the best role taker who you think have done justice to their job. And with that, let us go with the report of the R counter. Toastmaster Deepak, can I have the report of the R
Yes, General Evaluator. So I've made a note of all the filler words and repetitive words, the CRPF as you mentioned. Sushma, you had 2 pauses and a couple of R's, not very significant numbers. Alicia, I think I noticed just 1 R. And Askandar, DTM Askandar, you had your favorite filler word is and. You tend to begin your sentences with and. And there's another important thing, I don't know whether anybody else has mentioned this to you. You have a tendency to add a sound next to a word. For example, that, and, where, because. So you can just be crisp at the word endings. Keep it that instead of telling that, and. So you can just make it very crisp and sharp. That's my suggestion. And Joseph, sir, I hardly noticed any filler words, just 1 R during your evaluation. Ashwini, you had 1 2 so's, 3 R's, 1 okay. And I noticed that you were repeating, some words repeated as if it were a stammer, but it was not a stammer. You were repeating either because of nervousness. And Saurav, 1 R, 2 so's, 1 and. Ashwin, 1 so and 1 R. Very huge improvement, Ashwin, there. And Vandana, during the timer report, I don't know what happened. You had a series, your R's were equal to the number of role takers you mentioned. So it went beyond 10 and was another word that you used. So yeah, and that's the end of my R counter report. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepa. I'll take care of my that adding Okay, I'll take care of that. And let us get the report of the grammarian, please. Toastmaster Joseph.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Today, most of the people have really spoken very good language of English, and they also have what you call the idioms or the important words like horse mouth, boil down, tip of the iceberg, outer index, in the wood, spirit of life, don't give up, roller coaster, forest full of sandalwood trees, the light is a hope. So metaphorically, attribute, word of differences, persist, frontabulous, A lot of words is going on, and I have very less time to do this one. However, the luminous has been used most of the speakers. It's very well complimented during the speech. Now coming to the little bit of wrong use of grammar was when it is there. You should not use twice. You can say when it is continuously there. The stock will be on. Is instead of that, the stock will remain. So I have with me rather than I had with me, because you are talking about the past tense. Someone has said the stars, a remark. You should always say remarkable rather than remark. Remark means something wrong, but remarkable means appreciation. That's all I could find today. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. And to add to what our grammarian has told you, someone pronounced the word as charismatic. It's actually charisma. And also somebody used no single pie. Pie is also a dessert. So you can say, I had no money instead of that. And also somebody, some role player used the word without further ado. Actually, I mean, this sentence has come to be there, I think, throughout the Toastmasters fraternity all over the world. And the word meaning of the word ado is a state of agitation or fuss about something unimportant. So there is nothing unimportant in Toastmasters. So better not use that word without further ado, because it has a negative meaning. It is like wasteful talk or something like that. That apart, I think I have not found any other grammatical correction or mistake. And I think a listener is to be called by the presiding officer. I don't know whether he will call or I have to call. I'm not very clear about it.
I will come now itself.
Okay. The listener today is Toastmaster Deepa. So let us test our listening skills now.
So here's quiz time for everybody at Speech Weavers. Let's see how alert and who is the most alert. My first question to all of you is, how much did the white Kashmiri shawl that Ashwini want to buy cost?
1,800.
A big round of applause. Right answer to Joseph, sir. The next question, which country is DTM Alicia from?
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Many answers, right? There you are. Where people are very attentive to you, Alicia. All of you are right. Now, Saurav in his speech mentioned that there are three kinds of social media people. One is lurkers, one is Avengers. What are the other one? What is it?
Flaunters.
Yes, I made it easy, isn't it? I should have asked the other way around. Anyway. Now, I'll ask you a very interesting question. In fact, I learned a new word in the process of today's meeting. Living in the present and not bothering about the future. There's a Latin term that Toastmaster Netra introduced to us. What is it?
Carpe Diem.
Very good. Aska, is it? Who is it?
Saurav.
Saurav, excellent. It is, let me tell you all again, it's Carpe Diem. That means a person who's in the present and doesn't give a bother about the future. Okay, and whose last question, let me say. Okay, what's the title of Santosh's speech?
Dream.
Keep dreaming.
Oh, that is a cheat. I think somebody looked into the agenda. Yes, it is Keep Dreaming, because I heard it very late, but I'll give it to you, Alicia. That's right. And next, the last question is, whose wife made sure that all the dogs, at least a lot of dogs in Bangalore, didn't stay hungry during COVID. Again, a big round of all. All of you have been very alert. I stamp my approval to all of you. Over to the T-Mod.
We have no wax in our ears.
Yeah, I think it's over to me. And I enjoyed being your general evaluator and enjoyed the meeting and the professionalism with which this meeting was conducted. With that, my role is over. I hand over control of the lecture back to the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you.
Oh, that is quick. I saw the agenda. I have 1 to 2 minutes time to talk. Wow, that is nice. I never have this as a Toastmaster of the day. Yes, as a first time Toastmaster of the day, I would like to say that I enjoyed this session very much. As more than I was just a guest. It's so interactive and so participative. Especially today, I make the biggest joke in my life. It will make me laugh for a long time when I think about it. It's so embarrassing, but never mind. This is Toastmaster. Hey, so we are. This is a platform for learning, and I really learned a few things from this session. This Toastmaster club meeting this time. Just now, the general evaluator, you said without further ado, I think this maybe is also connected to cultural differences. This one in Malaysia, we use it very often. Everybody use it. I have never known this meaning, the real meaning. Thank you that you tell me that I will not use it again.
Thank you. You can check in the dictionary.
Okay. And then in Malaysia, we also have this called, you call listener, but we call it as active listening master. Active listening master. How we conduct had been the active listening master will ask a question like you, like Deepa, but the audience will write it down. We won't tell the answer. We will write it down. Okay, the answer, and at the end we will check who have the most answer. It must be minimum 8 correct. If 10 question must be 8 correct. If you're less than 8, then you are nobody is qualified, because if you're less than 8, that means it's not attentive enough. Okay, and I really impressed of GE today. I think you are wonderful, GE. You are very meticulous. You really pay attention. You are so active listening. Everyone have been I think everyone except myself has been doing a great job. I enjoy this moment, and now I want to pass the stage back to our presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Melin. Over to you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Alicia, for taking out time and being our Toastmaster of the day. And you came prepared, your entire preparation, you showcased to us how does a distinguished Toastmaster distinguishes with her sincerity, dedication, in whatever role he or she takes. So that was really an example of the dedication that was beautifully done. And we look forward to keep on coming to us. You'll be thoroughly enjoying it. So let's give a round of applause to Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster, Alicia. Few announcements we have. Number 1, we are going to celebrate our 12th anniversary in 2 weeks' time. That is November 30th, Monday, or 1 week after that. So I welcome all of you to attend that meeting, and our speech weavers members, please volunteer yourself for various roles which we have, because in this particular meeting we are planning the way it will be done. We have an external speaker, non-Toastmasters, and we'll be having much more non-Toastmasters attendees. So before that speaker gives his keynote address, we'll be completing our Power Pack Toastmasters session, which will be showcasing to non-Toastmasters to showcase how we stand out, how do we illuminate ourselves compared to other people, other role takers. So please share your information. I'll be sharing every one of you that invite separately. Make sure you invite more and more of your non-Toastmasters so they too attend, because ultimately in Zoom, we have capacity to accommodate 500 attendees. So use this opportunity. And for yourself also, grab various roles. You have rehearsal, we'll take care of that. Now, Deepa, are we ready with our results? If that, please go ahead.
Yes, the results are here with me. I've received 8 responses so far. If there is any more remaining, please, I'll just give you 30 seconds. Please use the link in the chat box and place the vote for your favorite participant.
Where is the link? I don't see it.
It's in the chat box. So can you see it? It's a Google form.
A Google form, okay.
Can you announce it, Deepa?
I'm just waiting for a couple of votes.
And the time is going on. I also request one more request to all the members to intimate Deepa by today itself what role they are taking or what speech they are giving for coming Monday. So that will be a dress rehearsal for the 30th November meeting. So because that will also help Deepa to plan her program. So my request to just try to go ahead and share what role or what speech, or whether you want to be evaluator, intimate her immediately. So that will also help us to entire organizing committee to plan our next meeting, and that will be also our dress rehearsal for the next meeting.
Okay, I would like to present the results now. We've received overwhelming votes from our participants. So I'll first go with the best table topic speaker. Any guesses? It is Toastmaster Saurav. Best auxiliary role player. With 40% votes, it is me, listener Deepa. Best supporting role goes to, as always, Presiding Officer's Address, DTM Milind. Best evaluation. And we have a majority with 66.7% of the votes, DTM Milind. Best speaker, again, goes to Toastmaster Saurav.
Saurav.
And the best role taker, there's a split of scores. It was so difficult in the beginning. Somebody was running the show, and then now it's completely split into 3 spheres, 3 divisions. The sphere is divided. So 40% votes, with 40% votes, it's G. Askandar Mirza. A big round of applause to each and every one of you.
Thank you, Deepa. Thank you to voting master, Deepa, for your excellent making sure with so many roles which you are having, multiple roles, and still managing to give this. Because this voting master is also very critical, important to encourage. That's what we try to do in Toastmasters. And you did it with aplomb. So let's give a lot of applause to the voting master, Toastmaster Deepa. In fact, she had a triple crown today, a listener, an accountant, as well as voting master. Great job done. And of course, behind the scene, organizing this meeting, making sure people come all the way from Malaysia, coming from Askandar Mirza has also become our family friend, like our Toastmasters family. Great job. So thank you all of you. So I now declare formally the meeting number 587 as closed.
Deepak.